The story of the Amityville horror begins not with ghosts or demons, but with a house. 112 Ocean Avenue, a stately Dutch colonial, stood as a picture of suburban comfort. Located in the quiet Long Island town of Amityville, New York, the house seemed idyllic. Its large windows overlooked the Amityville River. The property boasted a boathouse and a slip, perfect for a family who loved the water. Built in 1924, the house had seen families come and go. Each left their own mark on the home. None could have predicted the horrors that would come to pass. The DeFeo family, seemingly an ordinary American family, had moved into 112 Ocean Avenue just a few years prior. The patriarch, Ronald DeFeo Sr., ruled his household with an iron fist. His wife, Louise, bore the brunt of his volatile temper. Their 5 children, 2 daughters and 3 sons, lived in fear of their father's explosive rage. The eldest, Ronald DeFeo Jr., known as Butch, was a troubled young man. He struggled with drug addiction and petty crime. Behind the closed doors of 112 Ocean Avenue, tensions simmered. Arguments between Ronald Sr. and Butch escalated with alarming frequency. The younger children witnessed their parents' volatile relationship with growing unease. The once happy home became a pressure cooker of resentment and fear. Unbeknownst to the outside world, a darkness was festering within the walls of 112 Ocean Avenue, a darkness that would soon explode with horrifying consequences. On the night of November 13th, 1974, the unthinkable happened. Ronald DeFeo Jr., armed with a .35 caliber rifle, systematically murdered his entire family as they slept in their beds. His parents, his 2 younger brothers, and his 2 younger sisters, all were brutally slain. The motive, DeFeo later claimed, was driven by voices he heard in the house, voices that whispered to him, urging him to commit the horrific act. The murders sent shockwaves through Amityville and beyond. Newspapers splashed the gruesome details across their front pages. Neighbors, friends, and the community at large struggled to comprehend the heinous act that had shattered the peace of their quiet town. The trial of Ronald DeFeo Jr. became a media sensation. He was convicted on 6 counts of second-degree murder and sentenced to 6 consecutive life sentences. But the question remained, what drove a young man to commit such a horrific crime? Was it the result of mental illness, drug-induced psychosis, or something more sinister, something tied to the house itself? A year after the DeFeo murders, the house at 112 Ocean Avenue stood empty, a stark reminder of the tragedy that had occurred within its walls. Many considered it cursed, a place forever marked by violence and death. Yet, for George and Kathy Lutz, the house represented an opportunity. Newly married and eager to start a family, they saw past the home's gruesome history, drawn to its spacious rooms and waterfront location. The Lutzes purchased the house at a steal, fully aware of its past. They believed that with a fresh coat of paint and some new furniture, they could transform the house into a happy home for themselves and their 3 children. They dismissed the whispers of curses and hauntings as superstitious nonsense. They were a modern family, grounded in logic and reason. They didn't believe in ghosts, or so they thought. Section 5, The Haunting of 112 Ocean Avenue begins. Almost immediately after moving into 112 Ocean Avenue, the Lutz family began to experience strange and unsettling occurrences. At first it was just small things, foul odors that seemed to appear out of nowhere, unexplained cold spots, and the sound of disembodied voices whispering in the night. The family's dog, Harry, refused to enter the house, barking and whimpering at the front door. As the days turned into nights, the paranormal activity intensified. Doors slammed shut on their own. Objects moved mysteriously around the house. Kathy Lutz began to experience vivid nightmares, plagued by visions of the DeFeo family murders. George Lutz, initially skeptical, found himself growing increasingly agitated and prone to fits of rage. The children, too, were not immune to the strange happenings. They spoke of seeing shadowy figures lurking in the hallways and feeling unseen hands tugging at their clothes. Section 6. a catalogue of terror, the Lutz's paranormal encounters. The paranormal activity in the house escalated at an alarming rate. One of the most terrifying incidents involved Kathy Lutz. While sleeping in her bed, she was suddenly levitated several feet in the air. She remained suspended there for several moments before being violently thrown back down onto the mattress. George Lutz, witnessing the event, was horrified. He tried to wake his wife, but she seemed to be in a trance-like state. Another chilling encounter involved the discovery of a small hidden room in the basement. This room, which was not included in the blueprints of the house, was painted entirely red. The Lutzes claimed that an overwhelming feeling of evil emanated from this room. They refused to enter it again. As the days passed, the family's experiences grew increasingly bizarre and terrifying. Swarms of flies, despite the cold winter weather, infested the house. Green slime oozed from the walls. The children began to exhibit strange behaviors, speaking in tongues and displaying superhuman strength. Section 7. 28 Days of Terror. The Lutzes flee. After 28 days of enduring relentless paranormal activity, the Lutz family reached their breaking point. Terrified and emotionally drained, they made the decision to flee 112 Ocean Avenue, leaving behind all of their possessions. They sought refuge with Kathy's family, desperate to escape the nightmare they had been living. Upon leaving the house, the Lutzes contacted Ed and Lorraine Warren, renowned paranormal investigators. The Warrens, convinced that the house was indeed haunted by malevolent entities, conducted a series of investigations. They claimed to have recorded EVPs, captured photographs of ghostly apparitions, and experienced extreme temperature fluctuations within the house. Section 8. The Amityville Horror. From page to screen, fact to fiction. The story of the Lutz family's 28 days of terror at 112 Ocean Avenue quickly captured the public's imagination. In 1977, Jay Anson, a writer who had interviewed the Lutzes, published The Amityville Horror. The book became an instant bestseller, recounting the family's harrowing experiences in chilling detail. The success of the book led to a string of film adaptations, beginning with the 1979 film The Amityville Horror. The film, a critical and commercial success, further cemented the story's place in popular culture. Numerous sequels, prequels, and remakes followed, each offering a new take on the Amityville legend. Section 9. Skepticism and Belief Unraveling the Amityville Enigma. Despite the widespread fascination with the Amityville Horror, the story has been met with its fair share of skepticism over the years. Critics have pointed out inconsistencies in the Lutzes' accounts, questioning the validity of their claims. Some have suggested that the family fabricated or exaggerated their experiences for financial gain. Others have offered more rational explanations for the events that transpired at 112 Ocean Avenue. They argue that the Lutzes' experiences could be attributed to psychological stress, environmental factors, or even hoaxes perpetrated by those seeking to profit from the house's notoriety. Section 10. The Amityville Horror Endures, a legacy of fear and fascination. Whether the Amityville Horror is a true story of a house possessed by demonic forces or a cleverly crafted hoax, its impact on popular culture is undeniable. The story continues to fascinate and terrify audiences, inspiring countless books, films, and television shows. The house at 112 Ocean Avenue, though its address has since been changed to protect its current occupants from unwanted attention, remains a popular destination for curiosity seekers and paranormal enthusiasts. The legend of the Amityville Horror, a chilling tale of murder, madness, and the unknown, continues to endure, a testament to our enduring fascination with the dark side of the human psyche and the mysteries that lie beyond our understanding.